Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let's pray and thank to our God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us mercies and bless. So we can get in this place without any troubles and obstacles. Secondly, salawat and salam always be given to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has bring us from the darkness era to the lightness era, namely it's Islam religion. So in this occasion, I want to deliver my presentation about the stories of Prophet Ismail. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Iwan Ahmadi Torik. My nickname is Iwan. I'm 14 years old, and I was born in Purwakarta at 8 October 2006, and now my school in Indian boarding school in Jonggol. Go back to the presentation. Today I want to presentation about the stories of Prophet Ismail. Surely we have often told stories about Prophet and Rasul, especially 25 Prophet and Rasul who have give various kind of miracles by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Start from Prophet Adam until Prophet Muhammad as a closing. Who is Prophet Ismail? Prophet Ismail is eighth prophet, and Prophet Ismail also is the son of the of six prophet, namely is Ibrahim. So in this presentation, I want to tell you the two stories about Prophet Ismail. The first is the appreciation of Zam-Zam water, and then the second is the beginning of Kurban. The appreciation of Zam-Zam water. Okay, Ibrahim left his wife and her child Ismail, who has still breastfeeding in the Sahara. Ismail mother breastfeed Ismail, and then he began to cry and began to thirsty. At that time, the sun was shining very hot, and it made people feel thirsty easily. And then after 2 days, run out of the water, and and dry of the mother's milk, Hajar and Ismail felt thirsty, and then the food was gone. Uh, so uh, so that so that at that time they feel tremendous difficult, and then Ismail began to cry thirsty, and then the mothers uh, uh, left Ismail to find some water. The mothers walked very quickly until she came to the mountain. The name is Safa, and then he got on it, and he put his hand and she put his hand on the forehead to protect his eye from scorch from scorching sun. And then after he got on it, she start looking for a water source or wells or someone who could help him, or caravans or traveler who could help him, or news, but all his hope is failed. After she came to the top mountain, he returned back to her child Ismail, and then she still found her child crying, and then the thirsty was growing. That was growing. She quickly went to Safa and stood on him. Then he went to the Marwah and had a look. He went back and forth to the two small mountains 7 times. Therefore, those who had to go on the Haji jogged between Safa and Marwah 7 times. This was warning for their first mother and the great prophet Ismail. After 7 rounds, Hajar come back to her child because he tired, and then she sit beside her child who was still crying, and then in the midst of difficult situation, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala send down His mercy, and then Ismail slapped his feet on the ground in a weeping state, Then it gushed his under his feet is in in the Zamzam water in the Zamzam well, so that the so that the so that the life of the mother and the Prophet Ismail were saved. And then the mother took a water with her hands and thanked to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And then he drained the water with her child. Uh, with her child. And life grew and blossomed in the area. It is true what she said, that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will not let him as alone they are in his way. Ismail began to grow and Prophet Ibrahim give him love and attention. Then Allah Subhanahu wa Taala tests him with a tough test. And it's the story of the apparition of the Zamzam water. And the next slide I will tell you the beginning of Kurban. The beginning of Kurban. One night, the Prophet Ibrahim lived in his sleep, where he was ordered to slaughter his son Ismail by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. The dream made the Prophet Ibrahim heart turbulent. However, as a true lover, he did not challenge Allah's order. Prophet Ibrahim is the leader of lovers. Prophet Ibrahim talked about what he said to his son when he put to sleep to ground and he slaughtered him. It was better for him to tell his son and it comfortable him more than forcing him to slaughter. Finally, Prophet Ibrahim went to meet his son. Ibrahim said, "Oh my son, I actually saw in a dream. I slaughtered you. What do you think about it?" Notice how compassionate of Prophet Ibrahim was in conveying orders to his son. He left the business to his son, whether his son will obey the order. Isn't this comment from his Lord? Ismail answered the same as the answer from his father, that the order came from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, so the father must immediately carry it out. Oh my father, do what your Lord commands. got wily. You will find a patient person. Pay attention. The judge answered, you know that uh, he would be stopped there as a result of God's commands. But he actually restored his father that the world be patient with that pinnacle of patience. Perhaps the child will feel heavy when he has to be killed by being slaughtered as an implementation of Allah's orders. Uh, uh, but but Prophet Ibrahim felt calm when he found his son challenging him to show his love for Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. We don't know the feeling of Prophet Ibrahim when he found his son to show extraordinary passion. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala tell us that Ismail fell asleep on the ground, and his face was lying down on the ground as a form of respect for Prophet Ibrahim. So that when he slaughtered him, Ismail did not see him or his pera. Then the Prophet Ibrahim raised his knife as the implementation of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala commands. When the two of them surrendered and Ibrahim laid his son on his temple, the passion of both was evident. When the knife was ready to be used, a command from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, Allah Almighty called Ibrahim. His task was finished, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala replaced Ismail with a last sacrifice. The event was later commemorated as a holiday by Muslims, namely a holiday that reminds them of the true Islam growth and practiced by Prophet Ibrahim. And this is the story of the beginning of Kurban. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you very much for your nice attention. I do apologize if I have mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.